Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rainbow Six U.S. Nationals. We are heading into our second and final matchup of the night. Quick reminder, once again, we did have a team forfeit earlier today, and as a result, we've gone from 3 matches down to 2. That also means that Bruh, who is supposed to face off against their other opponent earlier, has gotten the default win, and have now moved on to the finals to face off against Obey Alliance, who just won that last match.
I say we go ahead and talk about the money that we're going to give away as well, because, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this show, Blue and I, we're going to go back to our places where we live. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the footage. Winner choose who's going to win $500 in first place and $100 for second and third as well. So, Blue, go ahead and break it down.
Yep, as Veli just said, $500 top prize this week. All you guys need to do to enter is get a clip. It just needs to be Rainbow Six related. It can be funny, it can be cool, it can be sad, it can be a fail, whatever you want. Grab that clip and upload it. Most importantly, make sure you include our hashtag in the upload. It's going to be the hashtag Venmo Community Spotlight. Most importantly, once you've got that uploaded and ready to submit, you're going to want to send it to the link down below at esl.gg/Venmo-R6USN. That link will also have all the necessary information related to the contest if you'd like to find out more. Make sure you get it in before the end of the show tonight. As like Veli just said, we usually pick the winners very quickly afterwards. You won't be disqualified if you don't make it in time, but we will have to move your submission to the next week.
Yes, and even though this is stage 3, the wild card signups are currently up. Free to enter. You have a chance to go ahead.
Coming up tomorrow, actually.
Tomorrow, yes, coming up tomorrow. So make sure you go ahead and enter at the link below, play.r6usnationals.com, and hopefully you guys don't enter and do and choke rounds like Akatsu. So yeah, and also remember, we have a LAN. Abanai said he's never gone to a LAN before, and his goal right now is to go to the U.S. Nationals Finals over at the Rio Theater in Las Vegas. You hear me right. December 13th through the 15th, in and out casinos, great drinks, good food, a lot of fun. Make sure you go. My first ever Siege LAN was there, and it's only right that I get to go there again.
Yep, make sure you guys get those tickets now. They are on sale. And most importantly, if you head to the link down below at rainbow6.com/tickets and use the code R6USN, you can get a 25% discount at your stay at the Rio.
25%. I love discounts. I'm a bit frugal, but you know what, Blue? Enough about all that. We have a finals game. Let's go ahead and talk about the rosters. So, we haven't seen him in play tonight, but it's going to be Bruh, the Cowan attire team. We've seen that earlier on the USM, but it's going to be Anthony, Levron, my man, Wimpy, Rav, and also Affected. They're going to have a really tough game ahead of them. We've seen them in action not too long ago. It's going to be Obey Alliance. Let's go ahead and take a look at that team once more for those of you that are actually new to the chat. And it's going to be Abanai, Call Out, Grixer. That man is on fire. Forrest, and also Fozo. And you know what the funny thing is? You know, it's not like only Grixer is able to get a stat line like that. And, you know, even stats out the way, the rest of these players contribute to major wins as well in their own way. So this is such an amazing team.
Yeah, Abanai and Forrest specifically definitely having their moments. Call Out with the very obvious moment that he had at the end of the last game, of course, showing his stars there. But we also had the really successful Ash pushes through the basement when they were going for attacks there that worked out really well. And Abanai on defense, I think, was doing some really good work from Jaeger, being able to trade out a lot of kills for his team, too.
Yep, and if you like trash anime, you lose games like that. And Obey took advantage of it. But you know what? This is going to be a new game. And like players from Luminosity said, most notably Thomas, you can't overlook these teams. Yeah, you know what? They don't have a name that's as big as yours, but they're still going to be a threat. So let's go ahead and see what map they're actually going to play on as they go ahead and get that ready.
We'll take a look at the vetoes here. As usual, it's just a single map that will play a best of 1. We don't get into best of 3s until we get to the very end of the conference qualifier. So, with that said, our map for this final matchup is going to be... Let's get something new. Okay, Kafe.
It's new today.
Border, Coastline, and Villa banned out by Obey. Bank, Clubhouse, and Consulate banned out by Bruh. So we'll end up on Kafe once again.
Kafe has a higher pick rate, and Kafe is actually one of the least picked teams in North American Pro League. One of the most picked teams over here in USN.
Yeah, it is the least picked map over there, but for some reason it's like the second most picked here for some reason.
I guess it's because it offers a lot of freedom to these teams.
Yeah.
To go ahead and do whatever they want. So, I mean, that's what makes it pretty attractive in the map pool.
Newer map as well. So I guess teams are kind of like playing into the somewhat unpredictability of the fact that it's new. Like I said, it's more like a old map with a new paint job kind of.
Right.
They changed the layout of it. And to be fair, it was like pretty significant changes. I don't want to underscore that at all. And it's definitely changed the way that a lot of the sites are played. But ultimately, it is a map that's been in the pool before. So if it is for the unpredictability factor, I don't think it's going to work as much as teams are hoping it is. So
The unpredictability factor, I mean, we've seen a few more changes. Like, we're seeing a lot more heavier roam play whenever the site is on the third floor. We see a lot of Mozzie. We see a 2-roamer setup down below now, usually, that we see at a higher level. So I'm wondering if teams in a Tier 2 scenario are going to go ahead and adapt that feature to their strategy. But, you know, time will tell.
Time will tell indeed, and time will get us into this match in just a couple of seconds, folks. We are just waiting for the last couple of players to join up into the lobby, and then we are going to be good to start this matchup and see who goes through into the East Coast Conference qualifiers. They will be team number 3 to make it, and we'll have only one more slot open. We'll be figuring out both theirs and the West Coast slot next week. You've heard what we think of this matchup, though. Now it's time to see what you guys at home thought and who's going to win this one. 73% favoring Obey to take the edge on this one. Only 27% think that Bruh is going to take it.
I'm actually more shocked at the fact that Bruh got 27%, especially against Obey Alliance. So, yeah.
They got a little bit of cred here in USN, and they got a cool logo.
LeBron is a popular dude, though, so I mean, these people know these guys.
They've got an entertaining logo.
Yes,
to be honest, I would vote for them just for the logo.
Yes, I like the ZQE name. It was fun saying that while I was casting. We've seen a lot of meme names and icons lately, so that's one of my favorites. I also like Banana Boat Crew last week.
Yeah. Well, that was actually just 2 days ago.
yeah, 2 days ago.
So
really fun.
Teams get creative with the names and the logos here.
A lot of action here at USN so far, and just a reminder, make sure you go ahead and sign up for the wild card. And I'm giving away money. Like, I can't stress this enough. Actually, like, submit the clips right now. Like, what are you waiting for? Do it now. Do it. What's that commercial where the guy wants you to go to college again? A while back. You young kids might not know it. He's like, what are you doing? You just sit on your couch anyways, doing nothing.
I know the ones that would air at like 2 in the morning.
That was like, one of them, yeah.
That was like the website that would change its name every like 3 months or something like that.
I
remember that one.
I'm 0 for 2 when it comes to memes on broadcast. I did it yesterday at Kicks. Like, he didn't know the Will Smith in the living room meme, where he's looking around to an empty living room.
Oh, yeah, no, I know that one. Yeah,
right.
It's from Fresh Prince. Yeah.
I'm digging deep in for these memes, so I'm going to make them more mainstream for you guys. But, yeah, we have a really good matchup. This is the finals, best of one. So, and Obey pull it out again. We'll see. For an org coming into this scene, this is what you really want to see, though. I mean, it makes you feel really good about this roster that you're picking up. Hey, they played in the first qualifier under your name. They did extremely well, but they lost, okay? That sucks. L's happen. You come into it this time around, you're in the finals. You have a chance to qualify. Like, that's big.
Got a very big chance to qualify, but you are going to have to go up against some pretty big players. Here on the East Coast, we've already got quite a few teams that have made it through, including, if memory serves me correctly, Dark Zero and Parallax currently have the 2 slots here in the East Coast that are going to be going, not against each other necessarily at the start of the bracket, but will face off amongst these guys and the other teams that qualify here tonight. So here we go. We get the cow and the tire. They're not ZQWE anymore, so they need to update that one.
That's a high-quality picture of a cow, though.
Yeah, with a tire attached to it, seemingly.
Why is the cow in the tire? Was that photoshopped?
No, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's real.
Oh, the producer said that's a tired cow.
Oh.
I like that.
I get it.
All right.
Man, some shade there for Fozo.
Good luck, friends, from LeBron.
And Foza.
Yes. All right, so let's see what's going to happen. First off, Thatcher's going to be banned. That's a common ban on this site. Taking out Jackal as well, like we said. The unpredictability on, theme when it comes to roamers and whatnot. They want to keep it fresh. And what better way to keep it fresh than take away great operators that can hunt them down just by following their footsteps?
Other bans should be coming out pretty shortly here as we get the 2 defender bans out of the way. More than likely going to be Mira and either Maestro or Echo. If we follow the normal trends, there's Mira. And now we're just waiting for the other one. See if they want to. We haven't really had any crazy off-meta defender bans on this map.
Like Maestro.
Yeah, I think this map's pretty much followed all the trends. Nothing crazy happening here. But let's see. What do we get? Yeah, Echo. So.
That's so weird, man. Echo Maestro. Who would you ban in this sense?
No, this is exactly who you'd want to ban, I think, on this map. Thatcher is one that I might swap out just because I like the comfortability of having Thatcher. Honestly, the game gets way too difficult without Thatcher for me half the time, so I actually get really annoyed when people ban Thatcher in unranked games.
Really?
Yeah. Because it just makes it's like there's 30 extra steps you have to go through.
It's like, dang it, man.
So you either gotta have a Twitch drone and then somehow get the Twitch drone in to knock out all the batteries and stuff. Or,
now I gotta go downstairs with the IQ.
And then you gotta have a Zofia that knows what they're doing and can actually position the charges correctly, which in unranked is rolling the dice on that one.
You play unranked?
Yeah.
Do you play ranked Like,
No, I only play ranked if I got a stack, and I haven't gotten anyone to stack with this season. So
what's your rank right now?
it's unranked.
Is that
I haven't played any of my placements yet.
play with me and Stokes?
I'm waiting to get people to play with.
Play with me and Stokes.
Yeah.
I have a stack.
Because every time I play solo, I get placed like silver. So
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't want to be that low again.
I'm finally a plat 2. I'm working my way to the top, slowly but surely. For everybody in chat that says, oh, Veli's a copper. Nope, your mama. Veli's a plat now, okay? He's working his way up in. Yeah, I'm trying to be good.
Highest I've ever gotten, I think, is like gold 2. I think like solo anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, we're going to work on that.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely. So, here it is now. Bruh going against Obey, and Obey, they're going to start off on defense. Take a look at the attacking operators. Twitch is going to be in. We've seen a really high pick rate on Twitch, by the way. She's been replacing Ash.
You kind of have to in this situation when Thatcher's banned out, right? Because you need some way to get rid of, you know, Electric Claws in this case.
But even in general, though, like, even on other maps, such as Consulate and whatnot, Twitch isn't really a necessity. And, you know, they've been using her as the entry fragger. But with that F2 and a high rate of fire, I mean, why not?
The utility can still be incredibly useful, especially if Mozzie's not being used by the defenders too much. And, I mean, she's got the F2. So the F2 kind of speaks for itself. It's kind of taken over the G3 6C as, like, that, like, crazy fragger gun that a lot of people can use. And, you know, fastest fire rate in the game, I'm pretty sure, if memory serves me correctly. Makes it a very, very capable weapon. And it still has an ACOG on it, so a lot of people like it.
Yes, now, with the drone clear coming in, okay, the drone was immediately shut out, but with the drone clear coming into the 3rd floor, that's going to be the point of focus for the attacking team. Bruh, they're going to want to jump down to Christmas or Piano, whatever you want to call it. And first thing they're going to work towards is that hallway leading over to White Stairs. And dropping down the red hatch is going to be a necessity, so making sure that that's open as well is going to be a big move.
Bro will end up losing, I believe, their 2nd Twitch drone here as it is thrown, or rather driven into the inside of a jammer. Bit of a complex setup there, so I don't think that Bro was able to catch on to that. So they end up losing their other Twitch drone here. Oh, and Anthony is going to lose his normal drone to the exact same mute jammer, I'm pretty sure. So quite a bit being picked up here by the mute on Obey Alliance.
All right. Here it is, moving in already. You see Sledge working his way over. All right, a little bit of pre-fire coming into that wall. He's playing with danger over there behind that reinforcement. But Forrest almost had a player right in his sights, but reloading because 30 bullets just ain't enough. He's gonna get more than double that.
Not with that reload time, anyway. How do we say about that? Need the solid 82 bullets or whatever that it has at max capacity. And he is going to be playing into that new kind of spot that we see Maestro play into so often. I just started calling it Maestro's spot because he's pretty much always there.
Yeah.
It's a very safe position, and you usually need White Stairs control and someone on window repel, or you just need a surprise with the window repel, take that player out. Grixer off to a hot start again as he finds Wimpy with I believe a below floor nitro cell.
Yeah, so Sophia's going to be out of play, but it's going to be big, especially with the lifeline. You know, there's so much you can do with that, with the soft breach and also the concussion that comes along with it. Wow. Kaid is going to get immediately dropped. Anthony was able to make the play. So now they're being able to extend their push to apply a lot more pressure over here in front of Bar. But the pings are going to come through, and Fozo is going to have a player in his sights. But his sights are going to be taken away immediately due to the flash, and the gunfight would have been lost by him as well. That's going to be 3 straight for Bruh.
Forrest is going to be iced out as well here now, and that leaves only Grixer in the fight. He will catch Levon trying to move his way in on the window repel, but ultimately he will fall a few seconds later. Ravs finishes things off for Bruh, and they take control of the opening round.
Obey Alliance had the warm-up last game, but it's not showing. Bruh, they came in hot, look like they've been ready, able to go ahead and dominate on the attacking round. And thanks to Anthony. Anthony has been the man with the plan, able to come in with the entry frag and being able to answer with another kill after that. Even though Wimpy did fall fast, they didn't need him or the utility that Sophia is able to apply when pushing the site. But imagine if Wimpy's there as well. Is Bruh able to go ahead and do it again, especially due to the fact that we're going to go to the exact same site. And I don't believe a 6-pick is going to come through with all blue.
No, it's not looking. No, we got them both actually.
Oh,
they
all right, Legion.
Twitch and they 6-pick a Legion in, so we get them both there.
I like it.
It's a bit risky though, we're swapping out the IQ, but again, we've got Echo's banned right now, and this on top of just general predictability as to how the defense is going to play this again, I think removes the need for the IQ in this situation.
So another hold, and in regards to defense, there was just a lot that Obey didn't do. There wasn't a lot of pressure coming in from that doorway right in front of white stairs. You see it at the bottom of your screen. And also, the Maestro play wasn't really that effective either. Bro was able to go ahead and dominate behind bar as well, going into Freezer. So that was really a high point for him. Let's see if they can go ahead and continue. But I really love the sledge play coming in from Ant. I mean, yeah, you know, the hammer didn't really mean too much, but it was just the strong gun that he's able to provide to go ahead and get these frags and win these one-on-one gunfights. I really love the utility play coming in from him as well. Usually, we see players throw a flash or two in a specific area or do a doorway, and they never push behind it. But this guy, Anthony, he had a plan. He did it, he executed correctly, and he was rewarded for it, so he earned it.
Interesting part of Obey's setup now, and this may explain as to how Bro got, you know, some easier frags earlier on in the round, is the fact that one of the bathroom walls leading into the freezer is actually left unreinforced, and that opens up a potential dual angle that I'm pretty sure Bro was able to use in the last round in order to pick up the kill on the Cade, and then kind of leverage things from there. So they're finding ways to work their way in, because Obey is trying to play slightly more aggressively, and unfortunately is paying the price for that.
Oh, all right. So LeBron already at a disadvantage. I wonder if he even has a shock drone left. One immediately got shot out. And the shock drone, really important, especially when it comes to getting rid of the goo mines, the ADSs that are currently set by Jaeger, and also the mute jammers.
We are going to see LeBron just end up running into a goo mine here. So he'll take quite a bit of damage from that as he's dropped down. Inside. Well, just a little bit, actually. Ultimately, though, the rest of the team still going to be in position to start trying to work towards an execute relatively soon. The flashes, actually, two of them end up banking off the top, so definitely not wasting them as much as they wanted to. Either way, though, Affected is also going to be able to get into position here on top of Red Stairs, pop open their way into Christmas, and allow for the team to start getting into position to hopefully knock down the freezer walls as well.
So Drone is going to go ahead and watch the respective flank over there on Red Stairs, and Wimpy is in such a great position, so the concussion currently coming out. I wonder if he's going to make a play or no. Now we know. So people are going to be watching that angle. So it's going to be up to him to see if he can go ahead and get a pick or two. There's going to be a player right to the left side of that soft destruction. So is patience going to pay off for him, or is he going to get a little bit antsy and try to peek it to hold off the attackers?
Spam coming in. A few of these players here to try and catch anyone from the defensive side, but at the moment, not really catching much. LeBron even just goes for a little bit of hip fire there, but again, it's going to come out short as he kind of just panic sprayed when he saw an enemy. He'll lose a little bit more HP from that and the goo mine that he steps in once again. And we're running into the issue where, again, yeah, that's Obey, unfortunately over-peaking from that wall, thinking they can win the duel. They actually give the victory over to Levron, and now that potential bathroom angle is opened up, assuming it was left unreinforced, as we were seeing in the prep phase.
Yep, and Anthony, the hot gunner from last round, is still going to be left alive, and the hard breaches are going to be successful. What else is successful is going to be Wimpy this time around. Even though he was a victim of the first blood last time, he's able to pull out a nice, efficient kill. With the spray barely missing Kai's head, he whips out the SMG and bodies him. Great play from Anthony. The guy cannot be stopped. It's currently a 4v, make it a 4v0. Bruh, they're gonna win their second round on attack here on Cafe. Whew, that's hard to do, and that's actually extremely impressive.
Anthony's somehow working his way through like the gauntlet right there, man. Having to dodge like 2 to 3 different players, it seemed, with the spray coming in, and still ends up surviving at the end of the round. Really impressive stuff from him. Impressive attacks from Bruh overall here. And it's not even that it's that impressive strategically wise. It's Obey taking quite a few duels that they may not necessarily have to, on top of Bruh's just raw aggression right now that's winning them a lot of these situations.
Bruh. So we've seen a hot hand on Anthony for the last 2 rounds. And Levron, even though the shock drone play wasn't highly successful, he was able to go in and do work with the F2. We saw Wimpy go ahead and get some revenge from the first round, getting a kill on his own. And Obey, the one thing that's really solid on their end, they're grouped up at all times. So the refrags are swift. You'll love it. But Obey, they're going to go ahead and give up on the 3rd floor. We're going to take it downstairs now. So we're going to see if the attack coming in from back freezer or bakery is going to work out for Brett.
Located by attackers.
So pretty standard setup here as far as the kitchen is going to be concerned, that hole being left open. You see a couple teams choosing to do that so they can just extend their roaming presence a bit more. Sometimes that wall on the right is going to end up being reinforced, but it's looking like Obey is going to leave the whole thing open, which, you know, has already been an issue for them if you judge it from the reinforcements they had on the upstairs site. So this is a bit dangerous, but again, it's not out of the ordinary, so they should know how to play into this appropriately.
So the roam presence from Phobo is going to be upstairs, and Grixer's going to be accompanying him as well. There is a Legion, which is going to slow down the attack, and I wonder if he's going to play Hey, he's playing over on the side near bar at the moment, but there was a ping, so he must have been called out almost immediately by bruh.
I'm going to be careful as he moves up. Won't be catching any runouts this time, though. Obey staying nice and safe with their positions on the third floor.
I like
primarily. I think I got maybe 1 or 2 roamers on second. Levon's going to be able to actually spot the Mozzie as he dodged that pest he saw right at the corner there. So he's able to get his position on lock and more than likely make him change his spot.
Yeah.
Anthony on now the hunt to try and take out that Mozzie.
Now, this is going to be a really good defense if they're going to be able to stall for more time. Now we're pushing the 2-minute mark. There's going to be 2 hard roamers all the way on the top floor. So, bruh, they only not have to just kill them, but they're going to have to get all the way down to the bottom, win the hard breach battle, and then try to get the plant down or kill the remaining members on the defending team. So it's going to be all up to how Anthony and possibly Levron are going to be able to go ahead and answer to actually, there's a roamer on the second floor as well. So they're spreading it out. They're spreading it out big time.
Trying to delay as much as possible, and so far they have done that, but this is another match where that's not necessarily going to win you a round, as Bruh have already executed under pressure 2 different times and won it. So it's seeming as though a time limitation does not necessarily immediately translate to a win. It's a very unfortunate missed opportunity from Bruh right there, as they were nearly able to take out the player inside of the train, but couldn't give the angle appropriately through those very pesky metal bars, so that player will stay alive, at least for now.
Fozo still alive, holding it down over here on the second floor, and he is going to be accompanied by Grexer, who's in the room on the side of him. But Levron's going in for the kill, but the refrag is there. Great job by Grexer shutting down Levron. But still, that shows you the refrag potential is going to be dominant with this team. But there's less than a minute left. There's not enough time to get downstairs and really have time to slack. So when it's 2v1 in the bait and switch, the pre-fire was effective. Wimpy is going to go ahead and take out 2. Wimpy is awoken ever since he died early the first round, and I love it.
A crazy 3-man push to knock out the roamer there. They're taking no chances on making sure that he came out of that one with a multi-kill. And there we go. Now that some of the real estate's being opened up into the site, we can start to see the easier access to knocking down those walls, hopefully. The problem is, though, yeah, they're taking out this utility. They don't really have the time to actually get these walls open, though. Callout's going to find one with a below-the-floor C4 toss. They're now going to be able to open up their way into prep, but they've got to push it immediately. There is 10 seconds left, and they probably don't have great drone intel either. A nice find from Affected, but he's now the last one standing in a 1v1 situation here. We do have the Maestro drones up, or the Maestro eyes up and ready to go, and that's going to open up the opportunity for Abinai to close this out and finally put Obey onto the board.
Obey able to clutch it out in a 2v3 scenario. You had 2 players coming in from Bakery and 1 in the back. That was the objective player. Obey, they were able to shut down 2 of the players, and bruh, taking 1 out the way, left in the 1v1, and thank God for the Evil Eye. That was enough to give Fozo enough intel on where that last player was. He had the drop, and he was able to get the kill. That's going to be Obey's first round, by the way. We're going to take it to the second floor. So the third floor, not as effective, losing 2 rounds straight. You take it down over the first. You win that. Why not take it to the second? As long as you stay away from the third floor, I think they just might be okay.
So we will get into this. 6 pick onto a buck from Levon there, as he's not having the best of luck on this Twitch right now. Just like from the utility side of things, we're not really catching all that much with the drones, and then I don't think he's finding the impact he likes, or he's not finding the impact that I think he needs to from the F2 itself. So just going to trade out to the buck, where obviously on a map like this where we've got a load of top-down play, there's going to be a lot more room for him to actually find usefulness.
You know, it was pretty unfortunate that Levron was able to capitalize with Twitch, because over in the second round, I really loved his pushes with her. But pretty decent stat line so far. He's going to go over and switch to Buck, but Buck is going to be more useful, even though Anthony has been on Sledge every single round. Verticality is going to come into play, whether he's on top or underneath with the skeleton keys. And not only that, I mean, Buck has 2 frag grenades and an amazing rifle to top it off. He has a tool set.
5 seconds to insertion.
Got the extra frag grenades coming into the play now as well, so that's going to open up hopefully a few more opportunities for Bruh to clear things out. They're not struggling on it, but obviously those bumps in the road there of clearing out the roamers, mainly in the previous round, stopped them from having the time needed to properly execute and win out that round as they expected themselves to be able to do. So this time, adding the extra utility along with the extra soft destruction is hoping that is going to be enough for them to be able to do easier work of that. As we have moved on to the second floors, we still have to deal with the roaming presence. You can see players like Abinai up here inside of the freezer upstairs, but it's still going to be a very similar process. As to how we saw the guys on Bruh execute in the previous round.
Abinai already taking a little bit of hit to his health, but Abinai might be droned out almost immediately because we've seen how aggressive Bruh has been dropping down onto the 3rd floor. And with Wimpy is watching the rotation to run away. So if he happens to try to get away, it's going to be an instant death. And he just might see it as there's a player right underneath that window. But the frag grenade isn't going to connect, and now we're pushing the 2-minute mark. The drone presence has Bruh a little bit held back right now, but the drones are going to help him out, and there's going to be, both of the players are pretty long distance away from each other right now, so the refrag potential can be there. Yeah, now they're starting to hold hands. You love to see it.
He'll be getting himself in position to try and move in towards the main cafe itself, and drone work being done to figure out where exactly these roamers are positioned. They'll find the Maestro. I think there's a second one grouped up with him too. Either way, Anthony's going to try to chuck one of his frag grenades, and it'll be a little close to that drone and also off the mark to actually find a kill. Abinai will still remain in position on that. The Legion also now takes up a mark on White Stairs.
Yeah, Legion has taken about 3 steps since the players were able to get onto the 3rd floor. And Abinai able to shut it down, but 2 straight kills from Bruh as they continue to be dominant so far this map, despite Obey winning the last round. But the explosion was off its mark, and the sledge is already doing work reconstructing the soft floor underneath him. Wimpy is going to be prone. That in
it's a bit of an awkward angle.
Yeah, your feet are poking out, so it's not the most, discreet spot. But he's still looking to go ahead and get fragged. He's still left alive, and as long as Ophia is live, everything is good for you.
Well, 50 seconds left, so again, Bruh are going to find themselves short on time for the execute. Sledge currently trying to work through everything he can upstairs in order to open up the angle. Not going to open this hatch here. Actually might have given him purview onto the Legion, but it doesn't look like he's going to check it to actually confirm that. 30 seconds left on the clock here now, and Bruh is no closer to actually executing. They still have their thermite upstairs with the diffuser in hand. When is this going to happen? It's looking like now finally we'll start to see them move in. And thankfully for them as well, that Toxic Babe was thrown off the mark, so it is going to leave room for him to plant. All 3 are used. None of these catches. He's going to lock him in plant spot. He can't move away from it. Ravs as well with a good catch against Callout. And yeah, the wrap from Grixer here now as he's the only one left standing and just, walks into a crossfire there. Easy closeout on the round from Bruh, and they once again take control at 3-1.
Bruh, they're looking so good right now, and I love it, man. The underdogs are really showing up, Obey Alliance. Now, the smoke player, we're going to have a little talk. The timing was right, but the placements were extremely off when it came to those Toxic Babes. A little bit to the left, and you probably could have stopped the whole plant, and you guys probably would have won. He wasted, I believe, it was 2.
All 3 of them.
All 3 in the last, 20 seconds?
He was like panic throwing them, because he was like, why isn't it working?
Another one, and missed every single one of them.
I think he was actually right behind where the planter was, he couldn't angle it right because of that. So he would have had to basically peek the door in order to do it. And it's hard to tell, right? Because we don't get like the full third-person view on this stuff all the time. But I think he might have actually been able to just like manually swing around and kill the planter without having to worry about anyone covering him.
And it's really tricky because when you swing around, I mean, you're just exposed. You don't have a gun in hand, and you can get popped. It happens pretty often. So I mean, he did it to the best of his ability. It's all fun and jokes and all, but the difficulty of that throw was definitely up there. But Bruh, on attack, this is Rogue-esque when Kafe first came out. They're just outright dominant. But taking a look at the setup right now on the top floor, this is somewhere they have not had a lot of success on the end of Obey Alliance. But can they go ahead and end that streak? Can Bruh continue it on their end? So we'll see shortly. But Twitch is going to be back in play, so Levron, I want to see you frag out, man. I'm counting on you.
So coming down to the wire here now when it comes to the first half, Obey need to try and find some impact on this 3rd floor site and in general on this defensive half. So they're running out of time and rounds in order to bring that scoreline up. And if we end up with the worst case scenario for them at 5-1 for Bruh, that should be a very easy closeout. We will have to see if that'll be a possibility. So I doubt Obey is going to drop this without a fight.
Easier said than done. When I was casting with Kicks last night, like he made a point that you all definitely know. On maps like Kafe, we're expecting you to win a majority of the rounds on defense. But if you happen to go ahead and you get a round, okay, that's good. If you win 2 rounds, that's great. If you're up 3-1 while you're on attack, keep your foot on the gas and do not stop yet. Brother in such a comfortable position, and then not only that, they get to go to a side that's easier to defend on this map. but it's all perspective, so to say. All depends on situation. Hopefully Obey has an answer to go ahead and stop him, because if Bruh wins this round, I expect Bruh to really run away with this. They're going to have such a big lead.
We've got Bruh in a lot of repelled positions now, trying to see if they can catch any small mistakes from Obey that they can leverage into kills early on. It's not looking like any of that's going to line up, though, so it'll be on Bruh to push in. The most notable repel right now is definitely the Zofia one on the Whitehall window. Trying to see if they can catch anyone trying to maybe reposition, getting ready to stop the push. By the way, though, clearing out the ADS, the nades will now go in. Both the defenders are way in the back of the freezer, so I don't think that'll do the necessary damage to take them down. And they'll remain safe there as a result of that.
Yep, so slowly but surely, Bruh, they're starting to work their way down, and it's pretty much a big change of pace despite a lot of their aggression. But now the aggression's starting to kick in. Exit the McCharge is kicking through, and Forrest was able to go ahead and get the first kill on Nomad. Nomad's air jabs hasn't been effective this map at all, or not that I know of. But her leaving the game, yeah, it's a big blow, but her utility hasn't been of help to Bruh just yet. But Anthony, he's going to be leading the way. And peak happy! Anthony was able to get the pixel shot for the headshot. And now the refrag is coming in for both teams as Wimpy gets a double kill. Wimpy isn't going to stop just yet as Levron joins the party. A player's going to be spotted on top of White Stairs, and Abanai is going to get the swift headshot, leaving Levron all alone right here on Cocktail Balcony. But now, he's going to be left alone for sure in the 1v2.
Fortunately, Levron not able to reposition to support his teammates in time. He gets a quick glimpse of the Jaeger, but does not catch the rotation from the Legion over towards Cigar.
No.
And that will be his downfall. Levron knocked out Obey with a second round, and the scoreline growing closer by the round.
That was such a good start for Bruh as well. Such a good start. Maybe they did need that Nomad. Maybe I was just wrong, outright wrong. That one player that was taken out early could have been a big help in that huge team fight. We saw the refrags come into play, and now we're a round away from halftime.
Right at the end there, too, Legion actually ran into a air jab. So if he had gone like a couple more steps over and missed position,
yeah,
he gets the info he needs and can very easily win that 1v2.
And actually, I think that's the first air jab that actually went off this game.
I'm pretty sure you're right on that, yeah.
So, Obey, can you guys go ahead and win this round?
So it's all going to be up to how Bruh was able to change their strategy, because again, there's no reason why Obey would change their overall strat on this one unless they just don't want to do the same thing twice. So more than likely, we're going to be heavy roaming presence here again. And the operators do suggest that. You've got 4 operators on this lineup right now for Obey that could potentially roam. So we're definitely going to be the same thing that we did the last time we played, into the kitchen. And so all the pressure now shifts to Bruh. How do they change this up? How do they clear out the roaming presence faster than they did before? Because that was the issue when they attacked this last time. They only ended up with about 10 seconds to take the site in a 2v2 situation, and were not able to get the info they needed to close out on at the end of the day.
I feel like Bruh, they're pretty comfortable now roaming around 3rd floor and clearing that out, but they just cannot be afraid. And whenever they attack any of these roamers, I mean, go ahead and utilize teamwork. It went to a point where, yeah, Obey, they had a really good roam, but then they started to retreat down low. And every time they retreated, it seemed like Obey took a lot more time trying to drone them out and game plan around the kill. So if they can go ahead and speed that up, especially on the 2nd floor, hey, they might go ahead and pull out a victory this time around. But Obey finally winning on the top floor. That was exactly what they needed. They broke the streak, and let's see if they can tie up the game before half. They're definitely going to need it.
Ravs and LeBron are going to head up to the roof. It looks like the rest of the team is actually going to be joining them for the most part, and they will once again do that same top-to-bottom roam clear as they did the last time this was attacked. Again, though, they ran out of time last time they did that, so it's important to see how they will speed this up. And it actually looks like we've got a little bit less presence this time from Obey, at least on the 3rd floor. It doesn't seem, from the silhouettes anyway, that there's much here besides like a White Stairs hold. So as far as I can tell, yeah, most of the roaming presence is either going to be down on the 2nd floor or just in the site itself. And even then, yeah, never mind. They pulled back the roaming presence pretty heavily, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, Mozzie's still going to roam around on the 2nd floor, though, so he's going to be a major factor with some pests. Is that a pest on the door?
Yeah, interestingly enough.
So you knock the door down, and you should shoot it, like, to the left side of the barricade.
I guess this way, right? Like a Twitch drone can't shoot it, but I feel like you could do that with, like, just on the side of the door, too.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe I think it is, like, slightly visible on the side of the door if you try to still block the entire angle off, so.
I have a 100% rate.
He probably just threw it there, to be honest. There probably wasn't much thought behind it, I'm going to guess.
Just yeeted it right
yeah,
on
he
the
just
barricade.
he's like, ah, someone shoots it, whatever. Like, it's probably just one of those situations.
But take a look at the time, Blue. Now 1 kill has been had. Yeah, even though Mozzie has taken a lot of damage, I mean, he's still left alive, and now you're pushing out to a 1 minute mark. So what are you going to do? You're going to have to be aggressive, and Wimpy is going to do exactly that. There's going to be a Claymore set, stop any type of rotation or run out if they want to be aggressive, and the pinch is now starting to come as Anthony is working his way in Fireplace.
Potential duel here for Anthony, but he ends up to go for the long swing. Also, there is another player waiting over towards White Stairs that should have cut this off, but he was preoccupied, and Anthony gets the double on that one anyway. Moves in to find Grixer, taking him out, bringing us into a 4v3 with an advantage to Bruh. And now getting ready to execute, this time with a seemingly appropriate amount of time, but they need to go in now. They cannot waste any more time setting up.
Yeah, Anthony can't be stopped, except when it comes to time. And underneath these 40 seconds, they're going to have to be so aware of what's around them to be efficient to go ahead and get these kills. Now the drone play is currently heavy, pushing half a minute. They have the players in the right spots to go ahead and make this push. But can they survive? As Wimpy steps on the Goo Mine, so that's going to be a trap activated. Obey Alliance have the intel currently needed, so the pre-fire is going to be definite. Another Goo Mine is currently going to be stepped on as well. 2 for 2. For Obey Alliance. But now, this is it. It's going to get down to the nitty-gritty. 10 seconds up to go, and Abinaz going to go ahead and start off the party. Make it 2 kills going for him, and 1 more going to Forest. And 1v3, yeah, he's going to be able to get a kill, but it's not going to be enough. It's Obey Alliance. They're going to tie things up, winning round number 6, and the score is going to be 3-3 before both teams change sides.
Ultimately, the same issue there for Bruh. Taking too long to clear out the roaming presence. They don't get set up in Bakery in time. There wasn't really any Bakery pressure up until that 15 to 20 second mark when just the Thermite was going into pop open prep door. And I mean, yeah, you just don't have the time to properly clear out that site. So you end up just running into their setup, and I'm gonna guess the drone work didn't really get to that point either. So they just were unaware of where the setup was, and when you try to execute on that in Siege, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna lose it unless you have some crazy entries.
I mean, you pretty much called it. How long is it going to take for them to go ahead and get rid of Rome?
Yeah,
you had a player over there in Library. I mean, yeah, the pre-fire was coming in. Yeah, you were able to get the pinch. But it took Anthony to go ahead and get the 2K in order to move things along.
Attackers need to locate
That can happen, but you know what? They're not going to have a chance to go ahead and fix those type of mistakes. They're now going to be on defense, and they're going to have to set the tone. But can they depend on Anthony coming in to save the day in order to win these rounds, or even have an attempt at making amazing pushes whenever pressure is applied by Obey Alliance? That's the biggest question.
Well, let's see how the second half is going to treat these teams. Bruh with a good start, but similarly to our last matchup, Obey coming into it once again a little bit later on as they awaken once they figure out how their opponent plays. Now, it's their turn to dictate how these rounds play out as they're on the attack. It's Bruh's turn to try and pick up some rounds from the defensive side.
Twitch is going to be on board once again, and now we're going to see an IQ on Forest. Nomad's going to be in play from Fozo, and hopefully the air jabs are going to be way more effective this time around. Buck, you're going to have nice utility when it comes to him, and a lot of fragging power, a lot of strong gunplay can be had with this weapon, and Abinai spawning all alone. Let's see how Bruh are going to go ahead and try to stop this type of attack.
It's mainly just drone work at this point. They're never going to catch that. They're going to catch that Maestro hanging out over towards the cafe itself. More than likely, he's going to be able to reposition upstairs before any serious threat befalls him. And yep, there you go. He's walking himself right up to the top of the White Stairs now. So,
pretty fast.
Yeah.
Really fast. And you're going to have to thank the drone play for that. He's going to have a Twitch drone around his vicinity, wasting zaps. You only have a certain amount. So, yeah, they're pretty safe right now, and being able to establish themselves into the building, that's a great first step, especially with everyone with their HP untouched. But slowly working on red stairs. No, Obey, yeah, he got a call that there's going to be a roamer on the second floor. So now all the attention are going to be towards him. Pretty sure that they're aware that there's going to be nobody underneath them right now, so the focus is going to be from here and up. So drone currently gets shot out, and Grixer's going to be on the move.
Got Grixer once again making his push forward here. It's also clearing things out for their Twitch as well to allow for that to get pushed easier. Start to do a little bit of reconstruction work to hopefully flush out some of the defenders that are going to be in position upstairs, but as you can see from the silhouettes, nothing that he's going to be able to catch as long as he's piercing it out here. The Maestro is repositioned to Newbalk and is going to be in while waiting over there for the push to come in, as he knows that this is going to be a possibility.
Yeah, there's a stronghold over there. White, you have a player above Hatch. Here to the left of Grixer, and that brings big flank potential. But the fight ain't gonna happen because Forrest is gonna shut Anthony down. Great kill on one of the biggest fraggers and the best fraggers statistically on Bruh at the moment. But with smoke going down, that's going to be a huge blow because now that we're under a minute in time, the Toxic Babes aren't going to be there. The Toxic Babes are going to be for late game scenarios, and Bruh, they're not going to have that to their advantage. So great frag coming in from Obey.
Valkyrie camera is found out on the inside. Oh, IQ seemingly having the angle for the headshot there against Rav, but no, does not end up winning the fight. Rav will get the exchange instead, although as you can see, he definitely takes some serious damage from it. Grixer still hunting, but ends up being hunted himself by Wimpy at the end of the day, bringing this now into a 4 versus 2. 3 versus 2 now, as you see another 1 for 1. Still advantage to Bruh, and now with 20 seconds left.
Twitch is getting bodied on Repel, jumping in a window, and that was not what she needed. But Call Out, trying to make magic happen. Finds himself in a 1v1 scenario with a player right by him, but with the trade coming through, we're now looking at a 2v1. It's going to be all up to Nomad. Can she make the play? Bruh, I don't think so.
So Bruh end up coming out on top, are going to be able to swing their lead back into their control. We don't end up with the same Obey Line situation that we had on the last map, but they literally ran all 7 rounds in a row from an 0-3 start. This time Bruh is going to be able to find at least 1 round on the defense and trade things out. So let's see if they can keep that going now and try to close this game out for themselves.
Blue, would you call this an upset with the status of both of these teams?
It's hard to tell, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have much of a tape on these players up until this point. But I would say yeah, just given what we thought going into the show today, I would say this is going to be a pretty big upset if Bruh wins it.
Especially what we expect from Obey Alliance. Yeah, they're still in the game, but Bruh has a definite, realistic, major chance to go ahead and win this game. Especially being up 4-3 and they're just starting off on defense. Wow. Great start. We're going to take things down low. Kitchen, bakery, freezer. It's going to be on lock from the anchor play from Bruh. It's going to be all about how they rotate around it. Anthony's going to be on smoke once more. And with the Toxic Babes, hey, I know you didn't, maybe you did anticipate that player coming up underneath Hash to go ahead and challenge the fight, but you're going to have to stay alive. Luckily enough, this team was able to pull that win out. But wasted utility that early can come back to bite you within the last few seconds of the game. But even if he dies early this round, we're still going to have a Maestro with Evil Eyes. It's going to be a strong anchor from Bruh on that end as well. So it's 2 strong anchors. You have the Jaeger that's going to be roaming around, Kai with the Electric Claw, which I believe is going to be towards back Freezer, and Castle is going to make things harder for Obey to go ahead and enter the site.
You can see once again that at least 1/2 of the wall leading into the inside there is going to be left soft for the roamers to move out and into the site from. Obey, once again, though, heading right up to the roof as they're going to start the push from there. A little bit of pressure from some of the windows on the 2nd floor just to ice out the roaming pressure. And as you can see, we don't actually get a huge amount of it this time from Bruh. They are maintaining a much closer position to the site, and that means that Obey should be able to get into execute position relatively quickly.
Bruh's been pretty aggressive when it comes to attack, but this time on defense, we didn't see a lot of aggression coming in from them. This time around, especially with the operator usage, I doubt we're going to see a lot of aggression as well. This is going to be a pretty strong anchor hold coming from him. And because with a strong anchor hold, that means that they're going to relinquish a lot of freedom to Obey Alliance. So you see Grixer doing exactly what he has to do, utilizing skeleton keys. There's going to be no sledge in play. Hopefully they have a breaching charge or so to go ahead and open things up to help him out as well. And Nomad, she's going to make sure everyone's backs are covered. The air jabs are going to be in place to stop any type of rotation, but I doubt that that's really going to happen.
Another Twitch drone is going to be caught out. The 2nd Cade Electrical had not been used as of yet and is going to successfully trick out, as we saw right there. It seems as though the Hibana was aware that that was going to happen, though. She didn't even try to detonate them. Goes for a 2nd, and now it's looking like Maestro tried to trick it. I don't know if he was successful or not in stopping it. Let's see. The hatch, yeah, the trick did end up working out.
There it goes.
And was that that was the final X-Kairos charge as well from Hibana, so they can attempt that again. That's a full denial. Great stuff from Bruh.
So that puts Bruh in an advantage almost immediately, because opening up that hatch, I mean, that's an area that Bruh would have had to watch. But Anthony is going to go ahead and start off the game hot. Anthony has been everywhere. Every single round you see his name on the kill feed, picking up the first blood of the game, taking out Bucks. So the frag grenade is not going to be in play, especially the strong gunplay coming in from him. But affected while holding down Bakery, he's going to see that one of his players are going to get gunned down. That's going to be Smoke once again. Especially in the final 40 seconds, you needed him. But affected, his team needed that kill. He delivered. 33 seconds left to go.
30 seconds left here now for the attacking squad. They'll swing in, try to move as a single unit. Fortunately for them, Bruh does still have the man advantage against them. And again, time is going to be a problem, along with just general denial of access. That's worked out great for Bruh so far in this round. Another player from Obey falls out as they attempt to push in from the main kitchen entrance. Yet another one is going to fall to the hands of LeBron as he's pretty much ready to shut that one down. Callout does get the trade, but it doesn't really seem to mean much at this point, as Affected is going to be able to trade that right back. Bruh win another one. Now going up to 5, just 2 rounds away from winning the map.
Chat, can I get a collective bruh?
It's a bruh moment.
The chat is loving bruh at the moment, man. I can confidently say that the majority of us did not really expect this type of performance coming in from him. But Anthony he's been a lightning rod in regards to just bringing action every single round, and he's always the first one in the mix. He has a nose for it, and it's pretty interesting to see him on operators like Smoke, when he's probably the most aggressive one on this team. Whenever they made pushes on attack, Anthony was first in. He was first in. He's always initiating gunfights, and within the first 3 kills, you're gonna see his name on the kill feed. Whether but you know, more than less is him getting the kill rather than dying. But as Smoke, he's gonna have to do a better job, because once Obey start tightening things up, dying that early, those toxic babes. I mean, I cannot stress the importance of him utilizing those within the final seconds of the game. It can be a game changer. Plant denial, hey, stopping the attack, holding people back from coming in for the kills. You never know. So if this goes down to the wire and him dying early comes into play, I'm gonna have to start, you know, really getting on him about that.
So guys, once again, we've got Bruh on another defensive site. This will be the 3rd point on their triangle to complete it before they head back upstairs. Whereas if they win this one, to end the map as well, we'll see if Bruh can hold the library along with the fireplace site here and stop any successful attack from Obey on the first run of sites.
So, the question is roam presence going to be a thing? As we see a player currently go up to the 3rd floor, I'm going to say yes. Only 3 on the 2nd floor right now, and oh my god, Maestro got caught trying to be toxic with the spawn peek. But Abinai, thank god for the F2, only a little bit of HP. But that's all thanks to the extremely fast rate of fire that gun provides for him.
The clapback from Abinai. Thought for sure we were going to have an opening kill there as he walked right into the angle, but no siree, that does not end up happening. And Abinai ends up getting a much better result. Although Abinai is still taking a lot of damage from that one though, so
yeah,
gonna have to be very careful for the rest of this round, where it's still a 5v4.
If Maestro blew a kiss at him, he would have went down. That gun, actually, yeah, if that was any other operator that Abinai was on, I feel like he would have lost that outright. That just shows how important that gun is in his hands.
Also important to note, I think in this context, right, he's got a holo instead of an ACOG, and that extra ADS, or rather lack of ADS time, might have just saved him a little bit there.
Whew. On repel, caught off guard and was able to win the fight. Abinai, I know his heart is pounding, but also Levron is going to be on the top floor still. No one has yet chased him out. So he still has big play potential. And wait, did he get it the 2nd time? I hope so.
Yeah, I think he got it.
All right, Grexer struggling with default cams. He's going to get on the cam of his own. As Anthony still left alive within the last minute and 30 seconds of the game. I believe this is a road record. He's going to get a kill on top of that. Time to celebrate. Let's see if he can pick up yet another one.
I know that they still have like their Mozzie on top of White Stairs, for instance, too, and he can do a lot of damage if he's left unchecked right now, because it seems as though Obey are kind of ignoring him, not expecting his play. Potentially, Anthony's going to try to find a push, or try to find the kill, I should say, onto the Twitch as she moves in finally from the balcony. It'll be unsuccessful, though, and he's also taking a lot of heat here now.
Yeah, the risky peek from him almost ended his life. But take a look at Mozzie. No. There it goes! Levron, finally, the patience pays off. He saves his teammate and takes out Fozo. A great play by the roamers on Bruh. But Anthony's finally going to go down. So, Abinai collecting a double kill. Can the roamers get to site in time to go ahead and help out to stop the plant?
Affected now, the only player that's downstairs at this point. Avenai's going to catch Rav on the rotate as well. So it's all coming down to these site players, and they don't even have, I'm not sure if they actually have control over dining room anymore either. Grixer's going to find another pickup. Obey just shutting them down one by one right now, leaving everything on LeBron. And with V, who doesn't realize it, He's going to have someone at the window right behind him here swinging in. No, he does catch that, and that's Diffuser. He just needs to stay alive. I don't know if it's on the Diffuser drop, though. He's taking his fights.
Run away!
7 seconds left. I don't think he realized he dropped Diffuser. No, he does. He runs to the inside, gets away from this one as he catches the run out. He sees him moving in. Oh, don't take that duel, because you just won the round. Bruh, taking on the timer. And they are going to be able to put themselves on map point.
Bruh, they did it. Okay, why did he peek that gunfight in the very last second of the round? Okay. He was trying it. He was trying it, Blue. And imagine if he died during that encounter. That would have been sucky. But who would have thought it? Obey Alliance down 3-6 against Bruh. So now, let's take a look at the math. Obey Alliance are going to have to win 3 rounds, take it to overtime, a best of 3 from there. You're going to have to be perfect. But from the looks of it, Bruh, they've been the team to go ahead and attack first, thanks to Anthony. Anthony's had the hottest hand, and thanks to, I believe it was Twitch. Yeah, it was Twitch last round. It gave Obey a chance to go ahead and win the game. Mozzie played it perfectly, and a lot has changed. A lot has to change.
The real question out of that one is what was the Diffuser doing that far away from the site that late into the round?
On repel as well.
Yeah, why did they have to repel it through a window where they didn't have control?
It was a 3v1.
So I missed the context leading up to how it was lost or how it got that far out of position, but that should have never happened.
It was a 3v1. Why are you all alone on repel in an area that's not cleared out? And apparently it wasn't cleared out because of the fact that Mozzie was honing down that area for a long time. Wow. So, bruh, they have some phenomenal play. And as much as I love Abinai from that interview and his anime posters, my anime friend might not make it past this round. But it's going to be all up to this. Are they hungry enough to go ahead and do it? You have Ravsey on the board with the Valkyrie, so that extra intel that he's going to provide is going to be crucial. But can Anthony keep up? Anthony is showing star power so far in this lobby, and it's been quite impressive so far. His team needs him to continue this type of play, and they can do it.
We've got the players from Obey on the roof getting ready to move in. It's looking like they're going to try to move a little bit quicker this time, but we'll see how the follow-up plays into that, as oftentimes there's quite a few obstacles the attackers will run into that are out of their control, especially with Thatcher being banned out. You can see the difficulty that's increased these site takes for. Oh, and Fozo should have seen that little pallet. Well, actually, he might not have seen the pallet get chucked out because that's Claw inside, but he does hear the knock. And is going to keep eyes on the window just in case someone tries something crazy here.
So Bay Alliance, I'm not going to say that they've been bad so far when it comes to clearing out this area, but now they're going to be bottlenecked. They know that there's going to be players meeting them on the same floor, and the question is there anybody down below? I don't believe that I saw it. No.
No roamers.
Marcy, you're actually the man. Shout out to Marcy, the observer. I love you. Jinkuya. So, back to top floor.
They all laugh.
They all laugh. By the way, that's thank you in Polish. Or I think it's thank you. So, back to the game. 1 minute 30 seconds left, Blue. What needs to happen?
Well, we need to see them clear out still some of the presence. It's going to be an issue as they work their way through Christmas and into Freezer eventually. As far as I can tell, Obey have made very little progress in that regard. They're still stuck in Cigar at this point. Abinai is harassing Cade with a Twitch drone for some reason. Whippy is going to be able to find the first frag, though, and that's again the Buck that was trying to peek out from Cigar to pick up the kill there. So he'll pay the price for not having the control that they need. They do actually have Christmas control, so I'll take back what I said before. I didn't think they actually had that up until that point. But they're still working on getting beyond that. And they've got less than a minute left now. This is not a good showing for timing at this point, as Bruh still have full control and full capability to fight back against this push if they want to.
Yeah, Anthony, Rav was able to go ahead and get away from that gunfight, almost risking his life. But the rotation from Kaid is going to be important because Kaid can now be in a position to flank and make a play. Abinai is going to get down, so Twitch might die. Twitch is dead. She's going to join Buck, who's also out the game, but Forrest is going to answer back with a double kill. Yet, the refrag happens, and wow, a lot of action with less than 30 seconds left to go. Now, it's going to be a 2-on-2. Can Leveron's rotation be the deciding factor in this matchup? Fozo still going to be on the rooftop. He's going to look to rotate all the way down the hatch, and this is going to be it. Diffuser currently going down.
Flat attempt from Obey. LeBron crouching in. That's an easy shot right to the backside to stop it, but the trade comes in. Problem is the Wimpy's so disconnected. It's an easy wait on the timer. He can't even attempt to hit F to put it onto the ground, so that'll do it. Bruh shut it down in an upset against Obey Alliance, knocking them out of the bracket and sending Bruh, previously known as ZQWE, or the Tired Cow, onward into the conference qualifiers for Eastern Conference Stage 3.
What is happening today? What is happening, Blue? Bruh has such an amazing performance, and shout out to Anthony! 12-7. Put in the entry part of the rounds on his back is a Tired Cow, aka Bruh. They're gonna go ahead and walk away with the victory. Wow, this has been it's an amazing logo. You are not gonna hate on it. You are not gonna do it,
It
Blue.
just makes me laugh every time I see it.
It has been such an action-packed day, and I couldn't be happier as a caster. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we just had like really intense matches today. You know, a lot of players in quite a few executes just kind of like holding W. And I honestly didn't mind it.
I loved it. More games like this.
It's like, I mean, that situation right there, right? When I forget if that was like, I forget exactly who that was in that situation, but from Bruh just pushing into Freezer and somehow staying alive through like that crazy exchange right there.
Chat.
Just really aggressive plays. You don't see this so often because normally this is punished a lot more heavily when you get to like pro league level and stuff like that. You kind of get away with it here though. So we're seeing a lot more of it, and it's made for some really exciting action, that's for sure.
Bruh, GOAT. Chat, if I don't see Bruh for the next 2 minutes being out there, I'm going to be highly upset. And Anthony has been the man of, I keep talking about Anthony, but why? Why? You always see him making the biggest play. But Obey Alliance, I mean, it's really shocking. We know what this team is capable of because Akatsu, they, whatever that team name is, they had such a dominant performance against them. And so coming into this game, it's like, okay, Obey, they have...
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, that was... that was insane. Obey, they had the status and the prowess to go ahead and, you know, this was a March Madness bracket. We all would have said that Obey would win tonight. But it wasn't the case.
Everybody's bracket would be busted right now if that was the case. Would have been a good time, that's for sure. But these teams had a good time still, and ultimately Bruh, I'm imagining, is having a pretty good time celebrating as they just made their way through into the conference qualifiers, putting them in the league with teams like Dark Zero and Parallax, who have qualified over the previous 2 weeks for the conference, on top of the teams that we have already qualified for the West Coast Conference qualifiers, such as EG.
Yeah, so, I mean, what to say? We have the MVPs currently coming up, and are they ready?
Kind of our interview first, fella.
No stats yet. We're getting it together. But my biggest takeaway from that, I really love how Bruh just threw everything out. Like, they threw, like, everything out the rule book and said, hey, you know what? We're just going to apply all types of aggression over in the bar area. And that plan was highly effective. Yeah, they teased the whole white stairs and bathroom area when it came to fights and contention. But it was all around bar. And thanks to Anthony on Sledge, he was unstoppable, able to win that. But it was scary, though, because them on defense, it's like, okay, you know, the rounds are tied. It's 3-3. Anthony keeps dying early. Are they going to be able to hold this down? But somehow they were able to pull it out of thin air. They were able to pull out the victory in thin air and was able to pull out that win. Obey, it's back to the drawing board. Better see you play this weekend, and I expect to see you next week. No. It's wild card now, right?
No, we got one more week.
One more week, okay. Expect to see you next week. And hopefully you guys make it. You guys are a quality team. Like, there's no reason why this should be happening, you know?
We've got 3 teams qualified for the conference qualifiers now, so we have 6 teams total after tonight.
You're right.
And we've got 2 more slots in the conference qualifiers. That's 1 for each region, so we're going to have 1 more round of open qualifiers, the action that we've been covering here for the past 3 weeks or so now. And then after that, that's when we move into the conference qualifiers for Stage 3. Those single elimination brackets amongst the 4 teams that did end up making it through. And then once we have our qualified teams for LAN, I believe that directly the week after that, there might be a 1-week break, but I think it is directly the week after we finish Stage 3. We go right into the wild card, and that is when we start that just single bracket. It's the same bracket, I'm pretty sure, that we've been playing here on these weekly streams, but the big difference is you win that bracket, you don't go through to a conference qualifier where you still have to win 2 additional matches, including a best of 3. You just go directly through to LAN. So it's a very high stakes, high risk, but very high reward chance to make it to LAN.
Yes, and as we get the stats and everything ready, I also want to remind you guys, hey, if you're trying to win some money, go ahead and submit your clips right now for Venmo. The Venmo Community Contest is, we're going to choose winners right when we get home. Make it funny, make it good, clutch it up. This is how you do it. ESL.gg/Venmo-R6USN. Make sure it catches our eye. One tip that I repeatedly give out there, and I'm going to do it every single time because I see it often. We don't want to see 3-minute clips of an entire round and you getting a 5K. Like, shorten it. Make a montage-like, okay? I've even had people put in some good music, and I've been jamming, you know, looking at the clutch. So I'm like, okay, is this win-worthy? Unfortunately not. But still, try your luck. You never know what could happen.
When we say clip, we mean the Twitch definition of clip.
Yes.
So, like, ideally 60 seconds or less.
I've literally gotten a whole round.
Yeah.
So,
that one probably won't make the cut.
Yeah, if I see a 3-minute, 2-minute clip, probably not going to win. Especially if it's real drawn out.
Take those in a movie maker real quick. Just cut them down.
Exactly.
You all can use the snip tool, I'm sure.
Right. And also, make sure you go ahead and copy your tickets when they go on sale for the USN Finals. We announced it at the beginning of the show and also before the final game of the night. It's going to be in Vegas again. Good food, good drinks, good times all around. Maybe you can win some money there at the casino. So make sure you go ahead, get those tickets. It's going to be December 13th through the 15th. And I'm going to tell you now, the setup for that stage was beautiful. I loved it. I had such a great time there.
We're at the legendary Penn and Teller Theater. Can't really speak for if Penn and or Teller will be there. They weren't there last year, unfortunately. We just kept walking by their dressing room like, ooh.
I know, right? Look at all the pictures. Like,
we weren't allowed in there. We were allowed in a lot of the rest of the venue, but not there.
I never knew what they did. I thought they were like comedians or whatever, but apparently they do magic and they're amazing at it.
They're comedian magicians, sort of.
Yeah,
and one of them doesn't talk ever.
The small guy, right?
Yeah.
Because the tall guy,
which is which, but yeah.
The tall guy cusses. The small guy is like.
I think Penn is the angry guy that talks.
Yes, that's it.
I think Teller is the short, silent guy, if I remember correctly. I might have that mixed up though.
Yeah, and also thank you for waiting as we fill time. The MVP choices are currently in. And mine is going to be the one and only Anthony MGS, and no one else deserves it, to be quite honest. Anthony was the man with the plan, the entry fragger, leading the way with Sledge. Go ahead and get those nice kills over on Bar. Also on defense, he slacked with Smoke, but later on he turned up and he was able to get kills to help out his team. 12 kills, 7 deaths, 80% cost.
Well, I mean, in the meantime, of course, I actually had a pretty different pick for mine. We'll bring that up onto the screen here, and I ended up with Wimpy for mine. Wimpy had a really, quiet, but in my opinion, very impactful performance, especially when it came to the early rounds. I think he was quintessential to his team's capability to do a lot of mid-round trading, and so that's why I'm giving him the MVP vote for tonight. Stats really aren't going to show it, but as with really any FPS, in my opinion, stats never tell the full story, and I think that Wimpy actually had a pretty impressive performance, despite the fact that, again, he was only 8 and 6. I think he was actually bottom of the scoreboard for his team and negative on entry.
Half, yeah.
Yeah, negative on entry ultimately, but like I said, I think he had a lot of impact in the mid rounds that kind of went unnoticed, and I wanted to give credence to that.
Yeah, Wimpy did a lot better on defense than attack, by the way.
Yeah.
I remember him just dying first all the time, and then it was like, okay, Wimpy got a kill. No, it's a double kill now. And it was just double kill Wimpy from that point on. My man showed out. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, that's pretty much it so far here for USN for the week. Remember, get those clips in. But Blue and I, we've had a blast. It's been amazing this week so far. I cannot wait to see what comes in the upcoming weeks here in USN. Remember to get those tickets, submit those clips. Blue and I and Stokes will see you next time on USN.